Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Analysis on Wolfgang. It was a night of full moon when Colin heard some strange noises behind him while he was strolling at the forest. He started to run, but he was caught and bitten by a wolf. He transformed into Wolfgang, a werewolf, and became too dangerous for the population in the area, so he was sent to the underworld. And so Wolfgang is the latest and newest Earth legendary monster, and I gotta say I'm absolutely blown away by the monster design. It looks so ferocious, it looks so great. And also I need to emphasize that I am recording this video before the actual release of this monster, so it's very possible that something may change by the time the monster is actually released. Just want to put that out there so everyone knows, and with that said, let's get into the analysis. Wolfgang has a power stat of 3,465, and in the Earth category this makes him tied for 15th place with Wildcat, and the power stat itself 3465, that's the 10th highest power stat in the Earth category. As for Wolfgang's life stat of 31,667, this puts him tied for 18th place in the Earth category along with Darude, Baba Yaga, and Gorin. And then lastly, as for his speed stat 3,476, this makes him insanely fast. It's the second highest speed stat in the Earth category, the fastest being 3498, which belongs to Baba Yaga, but next up is 3476, and so Wolfgang is tied with Hyde the Riftmaker, Hiram the Tenacious, Tessaday, and Gaia Nova. And so overall for an Earth monster, I would say he has pretty well-rounded stats. He has a good power, a good life, and an incredible speed. But then what separates this monster from other Earth monsters is his traits. He has the tough trait. All status effects have a 35% less accuracy against it. So considering there are so many forms of denial, there's mega denial forms, mega possession, mega freeze, mega sun, it's a really good thing to have some sort of immunity that blocks everything. And it's not just the hardened immunity that's a 20% chance to block everything, it's the tough trait which has a 35% chance to block everything. And now it seems that this is going to become the new norm. It's going to be the new hardened. More and more monsters are having the tough trait, so it's really good that Wolfgang is one of them. As for the books this monster is in, he's in the Underworld book and the Evil Legions book. And as for relics, this monster can hold the Sword Relic and he can hold the Amulet Relic. And with that said, let's talk about his ultimate skill, Werewolf Again. Deactivates all cooldowns on itself, heals itself by 100%, gives 100% of stamina and 1 extra turn to itself. Oh my goodness, these ultimates. Basically, all of the new ultimates I'm seeing, I feel like they can kind of change the course of the game. If you were about to lose, if you look at some of the other monsters, it's like revives everyone, grants an extra turn to everyone, gives double damage and an extra turn to itself. And even this monster, Wolfgang, it's almost as if Wolfgang gets a complete reset. His cooldowns are restored, he heals by 100%, his stamina goes back to 100%, and an immediate extra turn so he gets to attack right away. Now, the only thing it doesn't do is remove negative effects, because if it would have removed negative effects, it would have been a complete reset. And I just really want to emphasize that. It really feels like these ultimates, they can just completely change the course of the game. If the enemy was about to win and you get an ultimate, well, now the battle's in your favor. If you're going up against these monsters and they get their ult, well, then the tides may turn and you might end up losing the battle. I gotta say, these ultimates are just something else. And speaking of ultimates that are something else, I have to talk about Skills Group 1. Normally I always skip Skills Group 1 because they're not worth mentioning, but now Social Point is really placing an emphasis on Skills Group 1 skills because they are quite phenomenal. So take a look at this one. Savage Attack, 35 damage, no stamina cost, and a 1 turn cooldown. If you ever get your stamina drained, you have no stamina, you can still deal a 35 damage AoE earth-based attack. That is crazy. But let's take a look at a Shadow on the Forest. Deals moderate earth damage to all enemies, applies evasion to itself. This, keep in mind, is a Skills Group 1 skill. It deals 30 earth-based damage, it only costs 24 stamina, has a high 4 turn cooldown. I'm not sure how many Skills Group 1 skills have such a high cooldown, and it gives yourself evasion for 2 turns. Now, and evasion recently got buffed. Evasion now protects from stamina drain and cooldowns activated. So as soon as Wolfgang gets to attack, he can deal 30 based earth damage to the enemy monsters and then he's protected. And I mean completely protected. Stamina drain can't do anything, cooldowns activated can't do anything, and obviously evasion protects from damage and from control skills, from negative effects. You're completely safe for 2 turns. So if you run Wolfgang with a turn transfer monster, like a Demise, like a Sammy, like a Metalisha, doesn't matter, any turn transfer monster, you can immediately attack the enemy with 30 damage, you're protected for 2 turns, on your next turn you can do 35 earth-based damage AoE and it costs no stamina. It's just, I don't understand why Skills Group 1 is so amazing. You definitely need to look into these 2 skills. As for the other skill in Skills Group 1, this one is a true Skills Group 1 skill. It's not even worth running. Applies damage reduction to one enemy, 19 stamina cost, 1 turn cooldown, just a basic damage reduction. Yeah, Intimidating Roar, not that intimidating, but Savage Attack and a Shadow on the Forest, these are really great skills for Skills Group 1. And now to move into Skills Group 2, and this is where this monster gets really interesting. So you'll notice that these two skills, they're earth-based attacks, but all the skills group 2 and even skills group 3, they're all special-based attacks. And let's just start talking about them, and then Wolfgang, he's super interesting. Dark Moon Transformation, deals heavy special damage to one enemy, applies dark protection to itself. Crescent Moon Form, this one basically deals the same thing. You'll notice they're all 55 damage, 21 stamina cost, 2 turn cooldown, but Dark Moon gives dark protection, Crescent Moon Form gives magic protection, and then Full Moon Metamorphosis, this one gives light protection. So which one do you think is most valuable for you? In order to figure that out, I would recommend that you take a look at the Underworld book, you take a look at Evil Legion's book, you keep in mind that he's an Earth monster, look at which are the popular Earth monsters, the popular Underworld monsters, the popular Evil Legion monsters. Keep those monsters in mind when deciding what kind of protection you want. Do you want the dark protection, the magic protection, the light protection? And I imagine you might be thinking the dark protection is the most valuable considering he's an earth monster and dark based attacks are pretty effective, so you kind of want some protection against that. And so that can definitely be one way to look at things. Keep in mind that these protections, they don't protect you completely. The protection skills essentially make it so the attacks are 50% less effective. So with that being said, let's look at skill group 3. And here we have, whereas skills group 2 is like protection skills, skills group 3 is all about the hater skills. So Dark Moon Hell deals moderate special damage to an enemy, applies dark hater and dark weakness to itself. So Dark Moon Hell, two things will happen. Your attacks against dark based monsters, they're going to be 200% stronger. It's basically triple damage against dark monsters, but you're also going to take 50% more damage from dark based attacks. Crescent Moongrow, this is the magic based version. You give yourself magic hater, but you also give yourself magic weakness. And then Full Moon Roar, you give yourself light hater, but you also give yourself light weakness. And so when you're designing your Wolfgang, you got to decide, do you want to do the hater skills? Do you want to do the protection skills? Because I think Savage Attack and Force on the Shadow, these two are no-brainers. So you're going to run these two skills, and then you're going to decide between these. And in my personal opinion, considering you gave yourself evasion for 2 turns, you don't even need to worry about the protection skills. So you can completely disregard skills group 2, in which case you can pick 2 skills from skills group 3. Which hater do you want to give yourself? Do you want to give yourself dark hater, magic hater, or light hater? And as for the whole fact that you give yourself weaknesses to dark based attacks, to magic based attacks, to light based attacks, once again, you have evasion for 2 turns, so you're not going to be taking damage. And I think it's really cool how if you turn transfer to this monster, you set up that evasion, you can do another setup skill to make yourself really strong against, let's say there's a tanky dark monster on the enemy field, a tanky magic monster, a tanky light monster, you're completely protected and you can set up for the next attack. It's amazing. And you know what, let's just look at what exactly is in the Underworld book. In the Underworld book, we have 51 legendary monsters. Let's see, some that stand out: Meadowhead, Barbatos, Oros, Greedy Dragon. Let's see, Nishan's Pet, Kai the Eradicator, Demise, Baltasar. Let's keep on looking, Jazzastar. Lots of dark monsters is what I'm seeing. Nishan's Bodyguard, Baron Trader, Dungeon Master, Metalisha, Undertaker, War Master Barbael, Fatu the Inheritor. I would say definitely dark based. There's a lot of dark monsters. Let's see how many of them are dark based. There's actually 15 dark based monsters in the Underworld book. But again, it's not just about what there's more of, it's about what's the most popular. And then he was also in Evil Legions, and this one has 85 monsters. Really quickly, there's 24 dark ones. That's crazy. But let's see what's actually in here. Let's see, any noticeable ones? Oh, there's the Warthog, he's earth based. Lum, light based. Let's see, we also have Faraday, we have Alcana, we have Copycat, Stake, Baylor, we have Undertaker, Montezuma, Taiga. You know, I would say based on what I quickly saw, without looking too deep into it, I would say Dark Moon Howl and Full Moon Roar, those would probably come the most in handy. Definitely Dark Hater, there was a lot of dark monsters in the books he's in. And then Full Moon Roar, I think that would also come in handy. Lum really stuck out, she's a popular nemesis monster. For magic, I didn't see too much. I remember Dungeon Master, Baron Trader, but I really feel like the Light Hater and the Dark Hater could come in handy more often than the Magic Hater. And again, in my personal opinion, you don't need the protection skills because you have that 2-turn evasion. And yeah, Savage Attack, just, it's crazy. These 2 really great skills. Honestly, his best is Skills Group 1, which is so fascinating. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think you should run Skills Group 2? Or do you think you're only fine with Skills Group 3? Whatever your thoughts may be on Wolfgang, please let me know in the comments below, because this concludes my analysis on Wolfgang, and now I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' opinion on this monster. What runes would you run? Or I didn't even talk about runes, but I think it's pretty straightforward. He's an attacker monster, so you want to give him at least 1 high level strength rune. As for the other runes, give him team speed, give him single speed. Ideally, you want to run him with a turn transfer monster. You want to turn transfer to him, you want to set up that evasion, and then for a treachery monster, you want to give him double damage, increased accuracy, that way his Savage Attack does not miss. And at that point, he's probably going to kill everyone. And so Wolfgang, overall, he's just an extremely interesting monster. I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' insights on Wolfgang. So whatever your thoughts may be, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all next time.